Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Jam Vishnu Param Sabharyacha Kachara Shatra Shatra Swang Graya Sapaicham in the Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jam Vishnu Param Sabharyacha Kachara Shatra Shatra Swang Graya Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anatta Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai Namacharya Shri Das Thakur Ki Jai Canto Bhagvatam Ki Jai Ita Guru Brahmananda Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Today we are reading Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Text 4. Pashyanti adorupa nadabra chakshusha. Pashyanti adorupa madabra chakshusha. Sahasrapadoro Bhujananandbhutam. Sahasrapadoro Bhujananandbhutam. Sahasramudva Shravanakshinazikam. Sahasramudva Shravanakshinazikam. Sahasramaulyambara kundalolasat. Sahasramaulyambara kundalolasat. Pashyantiyararupamara prachakshusha. Sahasrapadoro Bhujananandbhutam. Sahasramudha Shravanakshinazikam. Sahasramaulyambara kundalolasat. Ashantyadarupamadabrachakshusha. Sahasrapadoro Bhujananandbhutam. Sahasramudha Shravanakshinazikam. Sahasramaulyambara kundalolasat. Pasyantyadorupamadabrachakshusha. Sahasrapadoro Bhujananandbhutam. Sahasramudha Shravanakshinazikam. Sahasramaulyambara kundalolasat. Matajas. Pasyantyadorupamadabrachakshusha. Sahasrapadoro Bhujananandbhutam. Sahasramudha Shravanakshinazikam. Sahasramaulyambara kundalolasat. Pasyantyadorupamadabrachakshusha. Sahasrapadoro Bhujananandbhutam. Sahasramudha Shravanakshinazikam. Sahasramaulyambara kundalolasat. Good to good. Pashyanti. See. Adaha. The form of the Purusha. Rupam. Form. Adabra. Perfect. Chakshusha. Body, eyes. Sahasrapada. Thousands of legs. Uru. Thighs. Puja Anana. Hands and faces. Adbhutam. Wonderful. Sahasra. Thousands of. Murta. Heads. Shravana. Ears. Akshi. Eyes. Nasikam. Noses. Sahasra. Thousands. Mauli. Garlands. Ambara, dresses. Kundala, earrings. Ullasat, all glowing. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace of Bhagavatam Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki. The devotees, with their perfect eyes, see the transcendental form of the Purusha, who has thousands of legs, thighs, arms, and faces, all extraordinary. In that body there are thousands of heads, ears, eyes, and noses. They are decorated with thousands of helmets and glowing earrings and are adorned with garlands. Purport. With our present materialized senses, we cannot perceive anything of the transcendental Lord. Our present senses are to be rectified by the process of devotional service, and then the Lord Himself becomes revealed to us. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that the transcendental Lord can be perceived only by pure devotional service. So it is confirmed in the Vedas that only devotional service can lead one to the side of the Lord, and that only devotional service can reveal Him. In the Brahma Samhita also it is said that the Lord is always visible to the devotees whose eyes have been anointed with the tinge of devotional service. So we have to take information of the transcendental form of the Lord from persons who have actually seen Him with perfect eyes smeared with devotional service. The material world also, we do not always see things with our own eyes. We see sometimes through the experience of those who have actually seen or done things. If that is the process for experiencing a mundane object, it is more perfectly applicable in matters transcendental. So only with patience and perseverance can we realize the transcendental subject matter regarding the Absolute Truth and its different forms. He is formless to the neophytes, but he is in transcendental form to the expert servitor. Om Ajnanatimirandasna Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Vena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manabhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dharati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Guran Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagachatam Sahagana Raghutam Tam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parichana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandha Jagatpate Kopesha Kopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhana Satedevi Pranamame Hare Priya Vancha Kalpadarubhashta Kripa Sindhyavaja Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Someone put the volume a bit down, please. So welcome to Srimad Bhagvatam class. In first canto now. A few days ago we arrived in the third chapter after finishing the very famous second chapter. First let me seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas here and of Gurudev Srila Prabhupada, that I somehow or other may be made to properly represent this Mahapurana Srimad Bhagavatam and all my authorities, even though I'm most unqualified to sit here. So, we heard, like in some classes, like from recently Rasamrit Prabhu, for example, gave us a nice summary again on the second chapter, how it sets out establishing devotional service as the supreme process, and like in answer all the different answers to those 6 questions from the first chapter, and now we started with in the 3rd chapter answering why also specifically how Krishna appears to different incarnations, and the first 3 verses we heard about the Purusha avatars, so how Krishna specifically creates and deals with the material universes. So we heard all of us know that from the Chatuvyuha, then from Balaram, then the Chatuvyuha, then that he expands as Mahavishnu to lies down in the causal ocean. That's why it's called Karanadakashaya Vishnu, Karana cause. And by sleep in his yoga nidra, his transcendental sleep, simply by his breath, out breath, all those innumerable universes come out, and then from that, I think Bhushan Prabhu was, I'm not sure where I heard, but it was Rasamrit Prabhu, telling that from one story from book distribution, that one guy on the street who saw the book, Srimad, this one with the cover, where we see this creation with Mahavishnu lying here, and he was so fascinating looking at, most fascinated by Mahavishnu, not by Krishna dancing up there. And the reason he gave was that he was so bewildered, thinking, wow, how can this guy or God, I don't know what conception he had, but must God just lie down there, peacefully sleeping, and everything happens just with his not. We are struggling so hard in material existence, and by God, everything happens by His sweet will in whatever way He does, also manifested. So that is Mahavishnu, and then he enters every single universe as Gopinath Vishnu to create there the diversity. Because first, this all happens in the Mahatattva, in this clouded part of Krishna's effulgence of the Brahmajyoti, said to be 1/4 of the universe. So there, but the Mahatattva itself there is no manifestation, nothing happening. That's just like a cloud covering the spiritual effulgence, and then only then when he enters as Gopinath Vishnu, and that then gives, we know the process of creation we hear later, then with after obviously giving birth to Lord Brahma from his lotus stem, and in this lotus stem there are already those 14 planetary systems there, and then it's just he gives the task to Lord Brahma to then externally manifest them, but also only by his material nature by itself. It cannot work at all. It only gets then when it gets activated, agitated by him in the form of time, in the form of as a super soul. And then obviously he enters every single living entity, every particle as Kshirotakasha Vishnu, as Paramatma. So that's the Purusha avatars we talked about, and now today we heard the description now of the universal form, the Vishwarup. Because here Srimad Bhagvatam takes us then now from trying to, although it is actually only for those who are free from envy, free from actually endeavoring anything material, to at least try to become pure devotees. Still it tries to so to say, to reach out to everyone as far as possible. And because we're, as conditioned souls, are attached to only, believing or only being used to perceiving only with our material senses. I mean, that's all we can do unless we get the mercy of Guru, of Krishna, to then get spiritual experiences. But so that's why then, like, for most to even think of someone as like seeing this whole universe so great, so many things, everything happening, apparently like, by inconceivable order and everything, whatever. And then to imagine that there is this one supreme person who also has form, the most beautiful transcendental form, from whom this all comes. That's like very hard to think of, and so then to more gradually approach, coming not to just like. So that's why most people have, especially nowadays, if they like that they don't believe in God at all generally. Like there are some who have some imperfect knowledge and have some acceptance of a personality of God, but most just are kind of Mayavadis that think it's just ultimately there is no person behind it. It's just somehow manifested. Like proper Mayavadi is at least that they think, okay, there's this one supreme Brahman, but they think that they are also part of it. So that they are as good as the supreme Brahman, that everything is ultimately one. So that's Mayavad. So people either think like that, or even they're complete atheists, that they think, okay, no, there's nothing behind it at all. It just comes out from a void at some point, somehow, randomly, and that at the ultimately goes back into the void. So just somehow something, or that. Or those theories like the Big Bang theory, that they think somehow randomly material nature itself has this power, that it's somehow manifested through mutations, through different chemical reactions, and like for sorry, what was sorry, I forgot them. We'll come back to it. Okay, so that's the conceptions, and so to more easily first get slowly towards accepting Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For that he describes here also his universal form, which is actually not a personal form of him, which is just to make one slowly understand, accept that actually God has a personal form. And so rather than, as long as we cannot perceive him transcendentally, then at least those who accept, okay, wow, this universe is wonderful, there's some person behind it, then at least that the universe itself, that they conceive of as a person, and that's what the Vishwarup is. So and what Srila Prabhupada was talking in this purport was first this point that that we, with our present material senses, we cannot perceive anything of the Transcendental Lord, like in Bhagavad Gita, in 11th chapter, the Lord says to Arjuna that when he's about to show him the Vishwarup, which Arjuna himself obviously had no desire to see, because the devotee, he is already attached to the personal, most beautiful form of Krishna, so that's the only thing he wants to see. But just especially for the reason to establish that Krishna is really the Supreme Personality of Godhead for anyone in the future, that because there's so many people who claim themselves to be incarnations of God, and for that main reason. Arjuna requested Krishna to show the universal form, so that in the future anyone who claims to be God, he also at least has to be able to show that as well. Because that's God can do that. And so when he requests him, then Krishna says, "You cannot see me with your present eyes. I need to give you divine vision to be able to see that." And like generally, like in the way that like we hear in this purport, it means because we are not qualified to see anything transcendental in this way. So we need the mercy. We need to be given this vision. But actually, there in Bhagavad Gita, it's the other way around. Arjuna already sees Krishna in his personal, most beautiful, spiritual, supreme form, and actually Krishna has to downgrade his vision to be able to see the universal form, which is actually a material form. But anyway, to see the Lord, otherwise we need the mercy. We need to be given this vision. We cannot achieve it by any of our own endeavor. And so interestingly, Srila Prabhupada here in this purport then again and again mentions that the transcendental Lord can be perceived only by pure devotional service. And he quotes then from the famous verse from the Brahma Samhita, that only with those whose eyes are anointed with love for Krishna, they can actually see him. But interestingly, Srila Prabhupada here, he every time he says, uses the term devotional service. He doesn't use the love, but he uses devotional service. So you might think, why is that? Like we need, that's the supreme goal is Krishna Prem. We need to love Krishna, nothing else. but the thing is that we, with our material conditioning, we might so easily, because we have actually no idea what love for Krishna is, what Krishna Prem is. So when we hear love, mostly it's still just, there's the conceptions we bring from our material life that I love Krishna, but Prabhupada in this way tells us, actually we don't know love yet. Because when we really, and at the same time also when we really love Krishna, this means then we only want to serve him. We are only fully engaged in devotional service. So that's why bhakti, like otherwise, Prabhupada was the first one actually who directly translated always bhakti as devotional service. Because otherwise we easily might think, bhakti kind of like in an esoteric way, love for Krishna. But it means service, and it can only be purely achieved by the same thing, by performing devotional service. So that's very important to remember, that we don't get cheat ourselves by thinking, I have my own personal love for Krishna, I do it however I feel best to express it, or things like this. I mean, of course we are all individuals. We should offer everything we can in the way that we are inspired and so on. But at the same time, we have to remember that to really purely love Krishna, this means we have to only desire to serve him, nothing else. And how can we achieve that? We cannot do it by trying on our own, listening too much, or ultimately not at all, to our own whims, coming from the mind, coming contaminated by our lust, greed, anger, all those material qualities we put on ourselves over millions of lifetimes. So to become free from that, we have to surrender. And how can we surrender to Krishna? By surrendering first to Guru, and which means to fully submit ourselves to him, and only following him, or most of the time we won't be directly with our Guru, but some other spiritual local authority that we can fully entrust ourselves and follow. And in this way, because every time when we follow authority, we know instead of how we would feel like it would be best, and this means we put aside our own whims or our own desires and put ahead Krishna's desire, because Guru is directly telling us what Krishna wants us to do, because we need to be completely purified to directly understand what Krishna wants from us, like to like the level of complete Paramatma realization, at least, is to then be able to interact, to understand the super soul. But for that, like, at least for me, that's very far away. That won't happen. And even if it happens, still a devotee does always act exemplary and still stick to rules and regulations, and especially like the relationship with Guru. It's not just like in this Mayavad conception, okay, yeah, now I need him, then I get pure, and then I don't need him. No, it's like we have an eternal relationship with our Guru as well, and so, which means we love our Guru eternally. Also, we always want to serve him. We will never feel qualified to, oh, now I'm pure, now I can directly just be with you, Gopinath, all the time. But yeah, we will always be with our Guru and with Srila Prabhupada, obviously. And so yeah, that's in the end. Oh yeah, and then Prabhupada gave the example that even in the material world, so many things we actually cannot perceive directly, but rather we rely on others, on other sources, on other people. So, and that we often do so easily, but then when it comes to transcendental matters, then we would easily have doubts and think, oh, how can I believe that if I haven't seen it myself? So yeah, so as devotees, we always have to be also careful to not keep doubting, even in subtle, small ways. That sometimes we feel, oh, this detail maybe some exaggeration in the Bhagvatam, or different things. No, this is directly coming from the parampara, from Krishna. It's 100% true and pure, and we always have to know ourselves to be complete fools. We don't know anything other than what, by the mercy of Guru, we somehow slowly can begin to understand the supreme absolute truth. And so yeah, because the Lord also says in Bhagavad Gita that those who don't have any faith, for them it's like completely hopeless. But those who have some faith but still keep doubting, they also won't make it to perfection, because at some point, of course, first to come to Krishna consciousness, we had to doubt other different spiritual paths, and to use our intelligence to decide, okay, what makes most sense, and so we came to this, okay, Krishna consciousness, this philosophy no one can beat. It's completely perfect, and having understood then at that point we have to stop doubting. We have simply to accept it humbly and take into our heart every instruction we can get from Srila Prabhupada's books, from lectures, directly from our authorities, other senior devotees who might sometimes be kind enough to correct us, or even peers. Or even like sometimes we can also learn from junior devotees. Doesn't matter. Recently I read 11th Canto about the Avaduta Brahmana, who is said to be actually Dattatreya, an incarnation of the Lord. And he tells about all the different gurus like that you can see in the material world, and Yeah, so the bottom line I want to make now is that, like, I think, yeah, the acharyas like Jiva Goswami, they comment that, yeah, a real devotee, obviously we don't go around and look only in the material world, where can I get some instruction? Because we have our real guru. We don't need that, but at the same time we should, a disciple should not just blindly accept and not use intelligence like a parrot, but we should accept the instructions in such a way that then we try to realize them and try to see that this truth we are told to see it out in the world, out in different, can be different living beings and whatever things. So in this way, yeah, also the external world can act as our guru, but not as the ultimate guru, but just as in helping us to really understand and realize the instructions we get from our actual guru. So like that. Okay. If there are any questions or comments, please feel free to ask. Okay. Thank you. Canto Bhagvatam ki jai.